everyone, and welcome to Breathwork by Sue. I am Sue, and I am so excited to have you here. My intention with the Breathwork by Sue is to help you anchor into your most authentic self through the power of breath and creativity. One of the core practice I share is Soma Breathwork, a rhythmic breathing method inspired by ancient pranayama and supported modern breath science. It uses music, breath retention, and intention to calm the mind, energize the body, and open the heart. I am also deeply passionate about cultivating a meaningful, lasting community where we can hold space for one another, grow together, and reconnect with wisdom and lives within each of us. Let's do deep breath together. And exhale. Let's dive in. We are so lucky to have three amazing breathwork practitioners joining us today. Guillermo, Dee, and Tiffany. I'm truly honored to welcome each of you. I'm already feeling excited and grateful for the opportunity to speak with you and to experience the wisdom and insight you'll be sharing with us today. Our first guest is Guillermo. Guillermo, welcome. Can you please share your name, where you are based, and what does Soma Breathwork means to you personally?
Yes, so my name is Guillermo. I am in Lincoln, Nebraska, out in the plains in the United States. And Soma Breathwork, to me personally, is really a reconnecting with self-stimulation, ways to connect your body and your mind together in a very harmonious way. People are very reluctant to understand and know that we stimulate ourselves in so many different ways with our cultures nowadays. And being able to find a way to slow things down and to look inward, that is where I feel this breath work really comes to me personally as a way to be able to push away distractions, and to really focus on a very singular thing like breath work.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with your thought. And second question goes, what is one powerful experience you've witnessed in your section? Can you share with us?
Yes. The great thing about the somatic breath work and the way that you can utilize breath work to connect to traumatic events, even memories, past experiences, is through that breath work we begin to upregulate our bodies. And in that moment, you start to churn up feelings and emotions that you may not have even pondered or thought on for a very long time. And some of these emotions you feel very raw. I had a client who was very much activated in the first kind of portion of the session, and they began to just cry and uncontrollably sob. And you could tell that it was just a very deep kind of sob and pain and hurt. But the way that they expressed it after the session was that they were letting go of something that had happened in a past relationship. And it was them kind of processing through, and it was a lot of sadness and sorrow because it felt very fresh, even though it was about 2 years prior.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's an emotion that kind of sat inside, and they said that they hadn't really thought about it in a very long time. And for it to come up, they had to really kind of recognize what that was. And then we kind of talked through it. And then that's when they recognized what that kind of sadness and sorrow was. And it was that past relationship and the connection that they had had.
Wow, that must be a beautiful moment to share and holding space together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the moment, obviously, it's when you're experiencing it, the amount of just kind of depth of that emotion that you can see being expressed, I definitely focused on being there and present for them. But then I also honestly try to recognize those feelings in me, seeing somebody cry like that. I mean, I have definitely cried like that. I'm sure you've
Yeah,
cried kind of those very deep sob
absolutely. Yeah,
cries. And so it was me recognizing kind of what that is like and to be
yeah.
there with them and feeling very grateful to just be with them with that. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, the last question goes, what message would you offer someone who just beginning their breath journey?
It's a great question. It's something that I feel I have had to address with quite a few people because some people, just the idea of looking inward is kind of a new idea and thing. And that
Mhm.
idea of connecting breathing with that is something very new and different for a lot of people. And what I would say is that for anybody starting out, listen, collect all that you can. Take things with a grain of salt when it comes to messaging, but it's important to take action and to experience. Because if you don't try something out yourself, you can't have a personal experience with it. And a lot of people that are starting out, all it takes is a couple of sessions to really start to understand what it is that you hear, the benefits of it, and you want to give yourself an opportunity to just be in a safe space where you can do it by yourself, do it where there's no other distractions so you can really focus in and work with your practitioner to kind of find and explore.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much sharing your insight with us. And now we're gonna turn to our next guest. Thank you so much for being here, Tiffany. Can you please introducing yourself, share your name, and again, where you're based, and what does Soma Breathwork means to you personally as well.
So much, Sue, for this invitation. I am so happy to be here. As Sue just mentioned, my name is Tiffany Hawco. I had the pleasure of meeting everyone here in the Soma IQ practitioner training. And one thing that has really come up for me for what Soma IQ breathwork means is really just allowing yourself to connect from your mind to your body and to truly release all that we've been carrying. And while there's different sessions and different rounds for the activation and the clearing, you're able to really come back to your home and find yourself within. And one one thing I really love on top of that is it's we're in the person who's breathing is in full control of the experience. As practitioners, we're here to guide you, but we are giving you that invitation to find your own journey and your own path. And I think that is really important because no one knows but the person breathing really where you are in life and in your journey and what's ready for you.
Oh, I love that because yeah, I think it's really important that people, go in and find their own pace and not too soon, not too fast, whatever it means to them, go into step by step on their pace. I feel like that's really important. And you mentioned that as well, that as a practitioner is a guide and then standing, giving them invitation, welcome them, and holding the space for them. Beautiful. Thank you. And the next question I'd like to ask you again, the same question to you. What is one powerful experience? I don't. We have so many experience as well. However, can you share with us one powerful experience you've witnessed in your sections, please?
So one powerful experience I've had was during a group session. And it was the same session. I was giving the same words to each person, but in that session, different emotions came up. So for one person, they were crying. The other person was very calm and just kind of in their session. And then the other person was moving their arms, really expressing, allowing themselves to just be. But I think what was so powerful about that for me, kind of going back to what I said in the first question, was everyone is on their own journey. Even with the same words being shared, there was sadness, joy, happiness, just everything coming up in that session. And it was just a really powerful moment of awareness where you never know what's going to come up, and I think that's the beauty of it.
Wonderful. I think that's a magic. They are on their own journey, not somebody else. And that is, I think, beautiful and something make them to be curious about what is and beautiful. Thank you so much. And let's go to final the question. What message would you offer someone who's just beginning their breath journey?
So I think I have a theme right now going on.
Okay.
But allowing yourself to be curious. And I know I can speak for myself as a current recovering perfectionist. Having that mindset of I have to do it this way or it's going to be wrong. That is not the case at all here. That the case is here where we come into this world breathing, so you literally can't do it wrong. It might be uncomfortable at moments, like in your activation rounds, in and out of the mouth, like that is a little, just uncomfortable at first. But once you've done it a couple times and you really understand the patterns and the breath and just allow yourself to not focus on the physical outside, but on the inside, it will just keep transforming and just keep allowing you to be more present with yourself and others.
I think that sounds very encouraging to whoever wants to start their journey. This is very beautiful. Thank you so much being here today and sharing your insights with us. And we're gonna go for our last guest. Her name is Dee. Welcome, Dee. Um, can you please, start by introducing yourself and your name and where you're based? And again, same thing. What does Soma Breathwork means to you personally? Could you share it with us?
Sure. Hi, Sue. Hi, my name is Deidre Quinlan, and I'm coming to you from Terrace, British Columbia in Canada. What brought me to Soma Breathwork was I had been in a career where I had been on almost like a hamster wheel, and I wasn't breathing completely. I felt like I was always just go, 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 go. And my breath was very shallow. It was in my throat. And I had a back injury, and
Oh,
it forced me to slow down. And the breath is ultimately what brought me to slow down just naturally from the incident. And then I thought, oh, wow, by relaxing my breathing, I was actually then able to think more clearly, able to just be and start being more creative, more relaxed. So that's what initially brought me to the breath work.
it's
And
beautiful.
yeah, it was quite a profound experience. Yeah.
It's like yesterday I was talking with one of my friend. She's an elder and having trouble sleeping at night. And she heard about breath work, but she was ignored it. She's gonna try something what she knows, and But anyway, and now she said, okay, I got nothing to try. Let's just breathe slowly, see what happens. So she was focusing on her breath, slowing down, and then, long, exhale. And guess what? After 30 or maybe less, she was woke up in the morning. Wow, that worked. So, yeah, it's breath work is indeed is powerful. Okay, we're gonna go for the second question. So, can you share with us what is one powerful experience you witnessed in your sessions?
So I had one client who was he came in very, very rigid. Again, somebody breathing right from the neck area, very shallow breathing. And in his session, he became he almost had a Charlie horse, and he started to scream. And, I sat with him, I held the space with him, and I basically said, just let it all out. Let that screaming go forward, because that energy that was pent up in his body was just, asking to come out. So he screamed so loud, but in the process, his whole body relaxed. The Charlie horse left. Like it was an area of in his body that it presented that pent up energy, and then it released through his expressing, but also holding the space. And that's how come it's so important, to have a breathwork practitioner with you, because in that space you're held and you know that you're taken care of. And as you're going through the release of that energy within your body, it became very relaxing for him in the end, particularly once we reached the repatterning section, where he started to slow down his breathing. And then that release became very evident to him of what he'd been holding. And then he was able then to just transition out. But ultimately, in the end, he did say that his best part was the actual repatterning portion, where it was finally just that tension had been released. He looked like he had a nap at the very end of the session. So yeah, it was a good session. It was hard. And, it is a bit hard when we're going through these sessions, but ultimately in the end, I mean, we've held on to this energy for such a long time that, learning to repattern, it becomes so essential. Yeah.
It's beautiful, healing your own body and experiencing, reconnecting your own authentic self. Beautiful. Okay, same here. The last question goes to you. What message would you offer someone who beginning their breath journey? Can you share?
So I think breath work, it goes a bit beyond, we say breath work, inhaling, exhaling. But like I said in the beginning, I think a lot of us, because we're living in such a very constant state of change, lots of fear, we're burdened with a lot of responsibility. I think we tend to start holding breath. like our holding. And it's like, and then that gets our mind, we get very much into our mind. And, doing these sessions, I find it just gets you connecting from your mind to your heart, to your soul. And your body then starts to self-regulate itself. So I think the practice would be a beginning part. You do it, you've always got your foot on the gas pedal, as we've said,
Yeah.
is, you can, when you're going through this and doing, the up regulating, you can slow it down. You don't have to go all very, 160, you can just go at the speed you want in your breath. And then, as you can do more than one session. We normally look at doing 1 or 2 sessions a month. And it is a good technique to start training your body on how to breathe when in society, with everything being so fast, you're not learning that. And the whole idea with somatic breath work is that we are learning how to regulate our breathing. So we are not going into automatically all the stories in our head, but we're bringing it back down into the body, into our purpose, our soul. And we are now integrating everything. And I think it's such a perfect technique. And if you can find a practitioner, in your area, I think it's personally something. The reason I've taken this type of training is because I think it's something that's needed in this world in this day and time.
Thank you so much, Guillermo, Dee, and Tiffany, for being here today and sharing your presence, your wisdom, and your heart. It's been a real gift to hear your unique perspective and personal journeys with breathwork. Conversations like this remind me why we do what we do, creating space for healing, connection, and authenticity. I hope those watching feel inspired to explore their own breath, their creativity, and maybe even find a deeper sense of a community along the way. Until next time, keep breathing, keep creating, and stay connected to your truth. Thank you.